2 ways to find your first $5,000 worth of products to sell on Amazon. Since you clicked on this video, you're clearly serious about making money online, so no beating around the bush, let's jump straight into it. So question number 1 is, what products can we even sell on Amazon? And we're going to be diving into the computer today. We're going to be finding profitable products together. But the easiest low-hanging fruit when it comes to selling on Amazon is selling products that people are already buying profitably. Instead of going through the process of working with a factory in China, building your own product, making the marketing, taking months to bring a product to market, you can make your first sale on Amazon within the next week or two, just buying name brand stuff that's already online cheaply. So let's just jump in here, start breaking down the full step-by-step. For today's video, to actually find products, you are going to need a couple paid product research tools. One of them is SellerAmp. You can see right here on the pricing page that this is 20 bucks a month. And then the other tool that you need is called Keepa. This one's also another 20 bucks a month. So 40 bucks a month worth of sourcing software to go out and be able to source several thousand bucks a month in profit. Not too bad, but I want to show you how we're able to use these tools to actually dig up some profit, right? So I'm going to start with one of the things that I think is one of the easier ways for you to go out and actually find good products right away. And that is the clearance section of online websites or your local retailers. Those are even better. If you have a Marshalls, a Ross, any of the clothing outlets nearby, those can be great opportunities to just get in front of super cheap products. But I'm going to do it on the clearance aisle with you here today so that you have no excuses but to go out and do this right after this video is over. So what I want to do here is I just want to open this up. They're bragging about how they've got some great new products on sale. And so since we are a new seller in this example, right, what actually sells on Amazon? What types of products should I even be looking for? Let's figure that out together here. So I'm just going to open up a couple of these items here. Just randomly, we'll see if we can hit on something. And what we want to figure out as soon as possible is which of these brands are actually worth us digging deeper. Can we sell these brands on Amazon? Is there enough margin left for me to buy these on clearance and then flip them on Amazon? And what we can start doing to figure that out is using SellerAmp up here. So if I click the SellerAmp Chrome extension, it's going to automatically grab the title of this listing here. And you can see it's going to go ahead and search that product for me. So we can see right here, this product is the Pine Leaf Green right there. It's 188 bucks on Amazon right there. So that's not too bad. What we do need to see here is if it actually sells, has a good BSR. BSR, by the way, right here is the best sellers rank. So the closer this number is to 1, the closer it is to the fastest selling product in that category. In this case, it doesn't even know what the BSR is. Typically, that means it hasn't sold before on Amazon. See, this right here is like a 2 million product. Typically, what I'm looking for here is about 150,000 sales rank. That tends to be items that sell 30 to 50 times a month. And there's 150,000 of those items in each category, give or take, that would be selling somewhat decently for you. So there's a big amount of opportunity. This does not look like it is one of those opportunities, unfortunately. It seems like the price has been really high on this, for example. I do see a little bit of things that are interesting here. Not the typical product I like to buy and sell, but this is a good example of kind of how Keepa works. I'll show you the basics here, right? So this green line right here is the sales rank. And basically what I'm looking for is anytime that sales rank line drops, ideally it drops a lot more often than this. You can see it probably only sells like a time or two a month. But every time that this item drops, you can see it's basically climbing up into the sales rank, which means it's reaching closer to that best-selling product. So this product has actually sold a few times at, what is it, 190 bucks right there. It's sold up here for 190 again. Yeah, a good amount of sales on these for 190, and we could buy these for 60. A weird start to the video here. I wouldn't go out and source products that sell this slow as a beginner. This could be like a random example of a really slow seller that is crazy profitable though. Obviously, we'd love to make $85 profit on a sale. But what this really tells me is that there might be a little bit of opportunity selling this brand on Amazon. And if you really want to get a good feel for what the opportunity might be like, I really like to just go ahead and pop in like the brand name here. I want to see a couple like quick data points, right? So are there a bunch of third-party sellers on this listing? So you can see a lot of these products have 6, 7 sellers. So it could be something that we could hop on and resell ourselves. I do see a lot of Amazon on the listing. So good rule of thumb when we're looking through products is that if Amazon sells it, probably don't share too many sales with us as third-party sellers. So that could be a good little rabbit hole for us to jump down. Ideally, before you just like really start hammering in on one certain type of product or brand, it's a good idea just to poke around a little bit and see what else might be available for you. So I'm going to check out these couple items that we actually checked out to start with, and we'll go from there to decide what we want to dig deeper on, basically. So we can see these really high BSR, pretty high BSR on a lot of these. See, we're buying these for 80 bucks. So yeah, we'd have to be selling these for super, super expensive. Those would be profitable. We've already looked at a random kind of a slower seller example. So let's just go ahead and move on here. Much there. Let's see, we got these boots right here. A good thing I like to look for in initially here is how many ratings they have. Obviously, if a lot of these products only have 1, 2, maybe 5 feedback, probably not going to be the fastest sellers in the world. So I'm just going to keep on trucking along here. What I'm really looking for is something with a good amount of ratings and reviews. And so actually this could be a good example, right? So this top one doesn't look like it's the right color, but this one is. So 44,000 sales rank. I see 5 sellers, 3 sellers. Lots of these listings have at least a few sellers. What I'm really looking for is to make sure that there's not only one. That typically means that the brand themselves are already taking advantage of all that opportunity and they might not want to deal with other sellers on their listings. So something like this, we got a little bit of a competition here, which is actually good. It shows us that there might be some opportunity for us to sell it. And what we have, the 5 through size 6 there. Okay, sweet. So they do have the 6 on this listing here. Let's see if it's profitable. So actually right now it's $165. Hasn't been at that price for quite a while. So this is another reason why it's important to have Keepa here. We can see that pretty much the history of this product where it actually has been selling. See that buy box price line jumping around a little bit. Different sellers getting some sales on here. This tells me that this is more of a $90 product. Yeah, so we're buying these for 40 bucks. So yeah, these are $27 profit right here. A lot of people might be scared to sell shoes, clothes, anything that gets returns on Amazon. But as long as you factor that in and are aware, you have plenty of profit baked in, I wouldn't be too concerned. Obviously, if we're making 30% margin, 27 bucks profit per unit here, that's not too bad at all. And this listing also sells about 800 times a month. So on this specific size and color, pretty classic, it's black and white. It's the size 6, so it's a little bit smaller than probably the average order would be. But I don't see any reason why I wouldn't at least test order 10 of these or so. Right there, we're $250 worth of profit, relatively conservatively there. That's not too bad. This tells me that's probably the brand I want to zero in. So that tells me that this brand is probably the one I want to zero in on a little bit more with you guys. I'm curious personally. I don't know if I've ever checked out this brand before. But it's really just all part of the process is looking up these different products here. How well does that brand do on Amazon? See a lot of these, see it's pulling up like different brands and no BSR, couple feedback. So this brand probably doesn't sell super well on Amazon. Of those that I checked out, I definitely want us to zero in more on these Sorel products here. And another thing that's really big when it comes to finding your first products, just get really good at finding adjacent opportunities. So what I mean by that is we can go ahead and look at all the different like Sorel products here. But what I really want to do to start is of this brand specifically, let me see like these other like kinetic type products. See if any of those are worth checking out. Just as specific and as related to something that we already know is profitable, the better we're off. So let's go ahead and check out some of these here. What I'm really looking for is anything that is a little bit more standard colors, that type of stuff. It just tends to be what sells better on Amazon. So these I wouldn't really have super high hopes for. This black and white one could be pretty good. We got a lot of these like Conquest boots, so those could be worth checking out. Let's check out those as well. And then don't forget, we've also got a whole nother sourcing method that I'm going to be diving into with you guys. So if this doesn't make a lot of sense to you, we'll be diving into a completely different way to do it here. But let's check this one out. So we got this product pulled up here. I'm not seeing anything super similar. So what I might do here is just grab the color there and we'll see if we can just paste that on the end there, see if it makes it pop up. So actually it does. So these are 96 bucks. Let's see if the sales rank is any good on them though. 306,000. Like I was saying, I usually try to stay under like 150. It only sells like 5 times a month. So not really quite enough volume for me to be super interested here. Let's check out these though. We got Mercury India Ink, I think it was called right there. So we're just trying to find that specific color. So these could be worth checking out, right? So we got a decent bestsellers rank and that max cost. So this is telling me basically if I buy it for that cost or less, then I can actually make profit on this listing. So let's check some of these out, right? So size 8, these are usually $71 though. So we don't want to misrepresent how much profit we're actually going to make here. So size 8 on these, usually 71. So we do usually make 10 bucks. It's a little bit low on ROI for shoes, just in case we do get any returns or anything like that. I want to check out a couple of these other sizes that they have on the listing though. So these are 90. That would be consistent, not consistent. That's all right. We've got 7.5 and the 5.5s as well. So these are also 90. So the 7.5s here are also 90. It seems like a lot of these prices, like they just raised them recently. We could see if there's any history of them selling at that price. It does look like they sold for 105 for a while. So what I might actually do on this, and this is a good gem for you guys to take advantage of here, is I might add these to like a Google sheet that we can custom set up on SellerAmp here. So I'm just going to click my spreadsheet that's custom configured for like almost good items. And the reason why this is pretty useful is whenever you're running out of ideas, you're not sure where to source, that type of thing. This is a great way to start building that database where you can come back to it whenever you're running low on product ideas. You'll have a whole database full of products that were close or were worth checking out. You weren't really quite super confident in the time you looked at it, but it would be worth buying if it stays profitable. Just set up like super simple Google Sheets like that. I might also just grab like the link here and drop it under my source. So definitely worth keeping an eye on, but just because it was so much cheaper recently, I wouldn't want to buy this and then the price drops back down. This is one of those calculated risk things, right? If this is your first product, you're just trying to get the ball rolling, trying to make some sales, $10 profit is better than 0 if you can't find anything else, right? This is just not the type of thing that I like to buy super deep on. So let's let's check it out and see if any of these other similar products are good. So this is just a more standard color of this other one we were looking at. So we might really be onto something on this listing here. Again, it's not grabbing the exact one there. So let's see if they've got it over here. I'm not seeing too much. Let me go back to this other listing. Okay, sweet. So it seems like it's just on the same listing we were already looking at. So let's check these out. So we only have a few sizes on these, so it should be pretty easy for us to check. So these are also 90. Let's see. Okay, sweet. So these have been, so if we're buying these for 40 bucks at the website over here, yeah, so 40 bucks, size 6. These are selling for 90, 180 sales a month. Pretty typical kind of color here. Definitely buy another 5 or 10 units of these right here. So let's call that conservatively, just because I think these might sell a little bit slower. Those last ones, they sold like 800. So between all the different colors and stuff, let's just call this 5 units. So that would be another 100 bucks in profit or so. So that's not too bad. Let's see if the size 5s are any good. That would always be nice if we can find multiple good items just based on this one. All about that adjacent opportunity. So let's see. These are actually 175 right now, but they have a history of selling for 70 for a while and then 96, 110 right there. So this is another one of those where you could add it to that almost good list, take a shot on it if you're just trying to buy anything, probably lower your price a little bit to that range where people actually bought it. That's not too bad either. So that's the process of looking through a lot of like clearance type items. That's what might make sense for some of you guys. What made a lot of sense for me as a new seller is reverse engineering some of these products. So what we're doing here is we're looking directly at these websites and trying to figure out, like, of this giant list of products, in this case it's only a few. Here we've got probably a couple thousand. Yeah, so 2,000. So of these giant lists of products that are on sale, and as a new seller, it's pretty tricky to know what to actually look for. So take this website for example, right? So Puma's running a sale today. There's going to be a lot of products here that might be profitable. Got a nice 30% off coupon, and you can also go ahead and squeeze some extra like cash back through Rakuten, Top Cashback, any of those. And so let's go ahead and check these out too. And what I want to do here is a little bit different, because instead of just like randomly opening up these listings and seeing what's good, I want to use just any of these random products here. It genuinely doesn't matter. Whenever you've found a sale that has a lot of a particular brand, this is going to be super useful, because what I want to do is just open up one of these listings here. I don't care if this particular pair of shoes is profitable, but what I do care about is that there are a ton of sellers on these listings who have already done a bunch of legwork to figure out which Puma products are profitable already. So I want to go ahead and open up any of these sellers here. Typically, I'm looking for sellers who have a little bit of feedback, know what they're doing, but they're not brand new. Brand new sellers, you can find some products there, but the slightly more experienced guys tend to be where you find some good stuff. So let's go ahead and dive into these storefronts here. This seller has a ton of products. This one's got a little bit less. So what I want to do now is just zero in on the specific Puma branded items. So like I'm saying, we found a great sale. We opened up, doesn't really matter any of the listings, and now we're using SellerAmp to look directly at the products that this seller has in the Puma brand, right? So we have a big focused list of anything that might be somewhat profitable. And so what I'm looking for on this menu here is which of these products do I think I can reasonably buy for this max cost option, right? These are name brand slides. I'm probably not buying these for $6, $7, that type of thing. Maybe I get this pair of shoes for 45 there. I'm going to keep going down the list. We came from this product and we know that those were 38, and it's telling us we need to buy them for 23 to be profitable. Something like this could be interesting though. You never know. A pair of slides, we might be able to find that for 14 bucks. Let's see, like a polo, that could be worth checking out. We got a slightly different pair of slides here. So let's just start with that and see what we can find. So these were, what are we looking at here? These are 81 bucks. And then it seems like that's the Puma listing right here. On the actual storefront page, by the way, I've just clicked like the Google button and the Amazon button so that I can open up basically the search results, so I can potentially find where I can source it from. And then obviously we want to open up the Amazon listing, see what's going on here, see if we can find anything decent. So let's see. So these are like red. Those do not have any of that. So what I might do here is just grab that specific part of the title, and we'll just quickly see if they have that color. Not seeing it super immediately there. Let's see. So I think it's this guy right there where it's like red, and we have to buy these for 45. So those are 50 right there. So not quite there. 10 bucks profit. Again, a lot of these, if you have no other choice, I personally wouldn't be buying too many shoes at that ROI. But so yeah, that's nothing amazing there. What we can do, and this is really useful with products with variations. So we already found where you can find these for 50 bucks. So what I might do is just go ahead down here to the variations tab. And what I'm doing is I'm searching for the specific color that I know we found for 50 bucks. And it was decently expensive for what it is. So now I have all these search results just filtered down to that color that I was able to find in stock. I'm going to filter this by the highest current new price. And in this example, it seems like the highest right now is still 80 bucks. Sometimes you'll go on here and you'll see there's one random size. It's like 100 bucks and it would be profitable. Not in this example though. So let's go ahead and keep on trucking here and let's see what else we can find. So these right here, these could be onto something here. So we see these are 30 bucks on Amazon. I see this one right here for 14. So as long as this is the same color and everything. So yeah, cloud pink right there. We got cloud pink, and these are, yeah, so $13.99. Let's go $13.99. We're getting 30% off. These are almost a double up on our money. So the other thing we want to do is make sure that these profits are consistent. You can see the worst case scenario, it looks like these sold for $24.50 for a while. That still is pretty solid. Let's zoom out to the year, see the worst it's ever been. Yeah, it seems like 24 is the worst. Right now it's at 29 as well. So this wouldn't be too bad as well either. And another thing we can do here to make sure that this specific size and color actually sells, just because there's a good amount of options here, we can go to variations. I'm going to grab the ASIN. So this is basically like the unique product identifier on Amazon. I want to go down here to the variations tab, and then I'm just going to filter this ASIN out. So I can see only the data on this ASIN, and you can see that this specific color and size has quite a few ratings recently, which makes sense, right? I've been seeing a lot of sellers selling out on this product. See how it was like 20 sellers a month or two ago. Now it's down to, it was 2 for a while. Now we're at like 7 or 8. So that makes sense, right? It's been selling pretty quickly recently based on how many ratings have been left. And it's pretty rare for people to actually go in and leave ratings on Amazon. I don't know about you. I pretty much never do it. You probably are the same way. And so this tells me that actually selling pretty decently well on this listing right here. And right now seems like we're making anywhere from $8 to $10 or so per sale based on those current prices on the listing, which is pretty nice. So let's just go ahead and check out these couple more products here. See if we can find any more winners here. The polos right here, we'd need to find for, I think it was like $10 or so. And then what do we have them for on the website here? So it seems like we can get these for 20 with the 30% off code. So this specific size isn't any good. I'm going to do that same trick where I was basically show me all the expensive variations. So you can see like these smalls right here. These are $28 to $32. And there's actually been customers leaving ratings there. So we could see if these might be worth buying. So let's see, just make sure it's the same thing. So medium gray heather. Yeah, it's even called the exact same thing there. So $32. Let's see. So it was 28 for a while, $28. So yeah, 28 right there. We're buying these for 20 with that 30% off code. So we're getting these for 14. So our worst case scenario, we make $3 or so. Currently, we make $7. Since this is a little bit of a slower seller, I'm not super interested here. Let me show you one last trick here though. So if I dump into the data offers tab and then do include historical, get a little bit higher level, but we can see like exact stock counts and price over time. And so usually what I want to see here is a lot of sellers like dropping out of a bunch of stock. Here I only see this guy. Maybe he made a sale there. Not too much to really go off of. I'd love to see they have 50 in stock and it nicely goes down to 0 in stock, that type of thing. This one's definitely on the riskier side. Probably sell a few units of it, but nothing super amazing here. Maybe another $20 to $30 in profit looking at something like that right there. But hopefully that kind of gives you an idea of how we can look at brand sales and reverse engineer it as well. And so now that we actually know how to find some profitable products, I want to cover the part that a lot of people don't generally talk about. And that's the process of actually getting these products shipped into Amazon, starting to make money on these products. You can see this is Boxum right here. So this is what I use to track like all the sales in my account, what we're actually making in profit, all that good stuff. And so once you have Boxum, I would grab Boxum after you actually have some products in hand, some profitable items, and you're actually ready to ship out. What we want to do is go ahead and click the create a shipment button. And then I'm just going to super quickly walk you through how this works. So you can see the full process of not just finding the products, but also actually making sales, right? So we can store a lot of data on Box. Couple important things I want to point out is using 2D barcodes was a big game changer for me recently. You should take advantage of these like as soon as possible. It's basically just an extra barcode that Boxum automatically puts on your products, and it generally helps them check in and you start making sales faster. So that's a really good one to take advantage of. If you want a full guide on like actually making a shipment, you can check out those videos here on the channel. But what I want to just quickly walk through here with you guys is now that we've found some profitable items. So for example, this pair of shoes right here, we found this one profitably. All we need to do to actually list this on Amazon and start making sales, we'll just grab that ASIN right there. You can also search title, UPC, whatever you want to do. ASIN's generally the easiest. I'm going to go ahead and add this to my inventory right here. For that list price, we're going to take whatever the highest option is. We were buying these for $40. Since we wanted to buy 10 of those, let's say we got 10 quantity here. I'm going to be going ahead and putting all 10 of them in one single box. So I'm basically going to have Amazon try to keep that all together for me. I'm just going to use kind of a testing supplier here. We can also mark like the date we purchased it. Just store all the basic information here. We're going to go ahead and add this to our batch. And then as you source more and more products, you just continue that process, keep adding products, because even if you have one product or 100 different products, you can do it all within kind of the same batch. And I'll show you, because what we're trying to do is get these products available for sale as soon as possible, right? So let's go ahead and confirm this here. We're going to go ahead and send this off to Amazon. It's telling us that it wants these 4 sent to Indianapolis here. Let's go ahead and accept that right there. And at this phase of the process, we need to go ahead and print our FNSKU labels. Once we print out those FNSKU labels, we're going to get something that looks like that. Just has a nice little barcode. We're going to cover the UPC barcode on the product. So Amazon's going to receive all this. They're going to scan those barcodes whenever you make a sale and say, all right, we got to credit Jerry with a sale here. And as you're using those FNSKU labels and putting them on the products, also just go ahead and put them directly down into a box. You can put them all down to the same box. The only rules is that your dimensions can't go over 25 inches in any dimension. And then we also have to keep the weight of the box under 50 pounds. Should be pretty reasonable reasonable on something like this, right? We have 10 units per box. We just have one box, so we have all 10 of them in there. I'm gonna set these to more realistic here. We got 10 pairs of shoes. It's probably gonna weigh 30 pounds or so, something like that. Let's go ahead and save and print our labels right there. And this is going to automatically print it if you have it all hooked up to your printer. Again, I've got full guides on creating a shipment, but this right here is that 2D barcode that I was talking about. So it doesn't require any extra work. And then when Amazon receives this box full of your nice profitable inventory, they're just going to scan that, and it's going to help Amazon receive it a little bit quicker. For me, having this little barcode down here has helped me make sales on Amazon about 5 days faster on average over the last few months here on thousands of units shipped in. So it's definitely been a nice little boost for my business. It's one of those things that kind of pays for the whole software by itself. And then, obviously it's going to save you a bunch of time in terms of like actually prepping your shipments. So the more products you have, you might have to create more boxes. You can create new boxes here and add whatever you want, set the dimensions, all that kind of stuff. I personally like using the bulk assign because I can say what's in the box, I can say how big it is, and print my label all at once. Let's go ahead and continue here. Basically at this phase, we're saying, hey, Amazon, I got 10 of these. We're shipping them to Indianapolis. Can I have my box labels? And once we have our actual box labels here, we're going to take this one right here that we already got. We're going to put it on the outside of that box that has all of our shoes in there. And we're going to go ahead and accept the shipping charges, which you see right down there. Typically for shipping shoes and that type of stuff, you'll see anywhere from 60 to 90 cents a pound. If you're shipping more dense products like vitamins or groceries, probably closer to 40 to 70 cents a pound, depending on how far it's going there. Since I'm just doing a demo shipment here, I'm just going to leave it as a test shipment there. But when you're actually going out and creating these shipments, that's the full process. And then you just drop that off at UPS, have UPS pick it up, and get back to doing what we were doing at the beginning of the video, finding more profitable stuff. But now you have the full step-by-step on how to actually source products and get them sold on Amazon as soon as possible. If you don't already have Boxum or SellerAmp, which are those tools that we were using to actually build the Amazon business, you can check out free trials for those down below. Also, let me know if you have any questions, comments, anything like that. I'm always super happy to chat with you guys down below in the comment section. And if you want to hit the subscribe and like button on your way out, that's greatly appreciated as well. But if you're still learning product sourcing and you want to watch me find even more profitable products, go ahead and click this video right here.